Hello Gemini, and welcome to your video for the week of January 16th through the 22nd, 2023. If you are new to this channel, welcome. It's very good to have you here. If you find this reading helpful, please consider liking this video, subscribing to the channel, and leaving me a comment. And if you are returning, welcome back. And it's good to have you here again and again. If you find this video helpful, if you haven't subscribed, please subscribe, leave a comment. And all that helps me build this channel. If this is a reading for you, if you are a Gemini Sun, Gemini Moon, Gemini Rising, or have some other significant Gemini aspect in your chart. I just want to mention I have a couple of links in the description below. One is my PayPal donate link. For some people, there are some people who do want to donate, and obviously nobody's ever obliged to do that, but if you did want to, the link is there, and I want to thank those of you who have donated. Your donations are very much appreciated. And also the link to my website, liminalreiki.com, where you can see what I offer in terms of tarot, life coaching, Reiki therapy, and other things. I have my own very unique system for dealing with transitions, but you can check out the website below and see what I actually offer. Okay, so we're going to do a horoscope spread. This is what I have laid out here. This is the 12 houses of astrology, and this way I can give a very complete reading of all aspects of your life and what's going on there. And the way that I do this is I do this first with cartouche cards, and cartouche, trying to see what I did with them. Yeah, here we go. Yeah, cartouche is a system that I use it's an Egyptian system that was created by Murray Hope back in, I think the book I have is from like the mid-1980s, and I actually bought my copy of The Way of Cartouche in 1987. So I've been using these cards for a lot of years. And I'm going to clarify the cartouche reading with tarot, and the tarot deck I'm using is the Spirit Within Tarot. And this was a new gift for me. This is a Stephen Bright deck. And I will follow up at the end with an oracle reading. I always choose a different oracle every time I do these, and this time I'm going to be using the Avebury Oracle. Avebury, A-V-E-B-U-R-Y, if you're not familiar, is a site in England that's quite similar to Stonehenge in the sense that it's got a megalithic stone circle, but the town is actually built within the circle. So this deck is actually inspired by the stones and by that town. So, okay. So without further ado, let's begin. The first house that I have here is the house of the personality, how you present yourself to the world, how other people see you. And we have Hathor here with the High Priestess. Okay, so we've got strong feminine energy here. A High Priestess is somebody who comes across as not showing their entire hand, like it's the poker player who keeps the straight face. There's this idea that there's something that's hidden, that's something that appears to be mysterious about you, Gemini. And you have it with this Hathor card. So again, there's this very strong feminine energy. If you are, well, actually it doesn't really matter if you're a man or a woman, to be honest, but there's a very strong, attractive, seductive kind of element here when Hathor shows up in the first house with this. Either a very seductive element or just one that you're conveying a kind of unspoken wisdom. I don't know how else to put it. Now, this can also show up when we are very organized, very in control, have things together, but at the same time, this conveys a certain domesticity. Like there's a certain, almost like the Queen of Pentacles energy, which is very comforting, which is sharing, which draws people in with its generosity, with its abundance, again, similar to the Empress. But we have it with this energy of something mysterious. So I don't know, you seem to be coming across in a very strongly feminine manner at this point, Gemini, and I think it's so you've got sort of the mysterious side to this, the seductive woman of mystery, or the seductive man of mystery, perhaps, the one who's not showing everything, but also somebody who, the Hathor energy is definitely someone who has their act together, and somebody perhaps who is showing more of the qualities of nurturing, passivity, all the things we associate with yin energy, that are very, that shows not, it's not, I don't want to convey a kind of a sexist idea of it, because the way that she describes the energy of Hathor is like the domestic person, like the person who creates a home that is a loving environment. Although she does say that if Hathor appears in a business setting, this is somebody who is a go-getter, who's very organized, who has everything together. So whichever way you want to look at this, there's very strong kind of earth and water energy here in this first house. Now, second house is Taurus energy, so this has to do with your finances particularly. I mean, it can have to do with your personal values as well, but Taurus tends to have to do with money and possessions. And okay, you've got water with the Ten of Swords. So Ten of Swords seems to be an end to a particular financial situation. Now, Ten of Swords, I mean, judging from the look of the guy, this could be a painful ending of something. But there's this, but water is this idea of flow. So when water shows up in the second house, it always kinds to be the idea of of money kind of flowing in, but also flowing out again just as fast. So whatever's coming in, it feels like it's going out again. And I don't know, I feel like there's a situation here that needs to come to an end. Like there's something that just can't, either it's already ended or it can't go on anymore. So we'll see what this is about. But for right now, I feel like there's a flow that's going on. Now, water doesn't have to mean that all the water flowing in flows out again just as fast. I mean, it can mean that, but I've also found that it can indicate that there's going to be a stream of income coming in, but it might not be a stable or consistent one. Okay, so take that as it resonates. Third house, this is your house, Gemini. Okay, this is Gemini energy. And this has to do with messages coming in, self-employment, sometimes has to do with sibling relationships, and just anything doing with short-term travel, things that are a little bit more immediate in terms of communication. And interestingly, you've got Ankh with the Six of Wands. So Six of Wands indicates recognition, and the Ankh has a very strong love vibe to it, okay? When this card comes up, this could be love messages for certain people. Again, doesn't have to be for everybody, but for some of you, this could be a love interest or you sending out messages or messages back and forth between you and a loved one. That is possible. Six of Wands in this case would indicate victory, indicating success within a situation. So I feel like there is recognition here. If you're not dealing with a love affair, which again, not everybody is, this would definitely be messages coming in that make you feel loved, that make you feel alive, or that deal with something that you feel very impassioned about. Now, if this is connected to business, this is a really good omen for success. But success definitely seems to be connected to the idea that you are going to put your heart and soul into something. Like this is something that you're passionate about. This is not something you're just kind of like going through the motions because you have to. I mean, this is definitely about being your authentic self and being fully present in what you enjoy and being recognized for this, okay? So take that as it resonates. I feel like third house has a lot to do, along with the 11th house, has a lot to do with social media. So for some of you, this could just be, being recognized more and loved for something that you're doing. I mean, that's a possibility there as well. Fourth house is Cancer energy, and Cancer has to do with the home, the environment, the family, sometimes with the mother. And we have Isis with the Three of Cups. It's interesting. I just mentioned the mother, and we have the mother card here. And with the Three of Cups, there's an element here of celebration or reconciliation. So if people have had difficulties with their mother, maybe this is going to be a time when, you mend fences with the Three of Cups. The Three of Cups, in any case, definitely indicates kind of a social or party situation. There's at least three people involved here. So you could be having people to your house, for example. There could be a family gathering that is significant or celebratory or joyful. But there's something here definitely about a third party or about bringing a third party in. Now, if this does not specifically have to do with the mother, because some people either they don't have good relationships with their mothers or their mothers maybe have passed on. When Isis shows up here, this could actually just be you creating that kind of motherly environment. Now, with Hathor in the first house, it could be that you are in a position of trying to create space that is safe and comfortable for people. So that is potentially part of this. And the fact that we have the Three of Cups here, it could mean that there are other people involved in this, whether it's other family or just other people from the outside. Fifth house, this is Leo energy. And Leo energy has to do with creativity, with children, with love affairs. Okay, and you've got the Six of Pentacles with air. Again, we have this idea of the Six of Pentacles, of focusing your attention on someone. Now, for some people, this could be focusing your attention on a child. It could also have to do with a lover, or if you're in a love affair. If you're not, then this could indicate somebody who wants to invest in a creative project that you're working on. For some of you, this might be writing because we have air, or something to do with communication, maybe writing, film, something that involves conveying words back and forth. Air is showing up here. So for some of you, this is definitely that kind of a thing, and perhaps somebody who wants to either mentor you or somebody who wants to step in and offer financial assistance of some kind. Whether you're the one offering the assistance or somebody else, it's not entirely clear. But air to me is a little, if it doesn't have to do with writing, it has a little bit more to do with communication, but detached communication. So I feel more like this is like potentially you communicating with a mentor on something, or somebody, you see this hand offering money into the cup. I mean, I feel like there's an element of somebody who wants to help you, maybe even somebody you're just communicating with, who wants to jumpstart your creative career. This could be a lover. This could have a relationship to a situation with a child, or it could just be you trying to express or working on a project that you want to get done. Sixth house is Virgo energy. This has to do with your health. It has to do with worries and anxieties. It can have to do with a job if you're employed, and sometimes with domestic animals for some people. But we have the Knight of Wands with the Crook and Flail. Okay, so I feel here there may be some people who are lacking in confidence a little bit. Maybe you're restless. Maybe you're looking to move ahead, but maybe there's some doubt about some things. Maybe there's doubt about how much authority you have, or how much you actually know. Because Crook and Flail to me has a lot to do with expertise. There is a legal aspect to it as well, so maybe some people are dealing with a legal matter, but that would be very, very specific. I don't think that's the general meaning here. Overall, I think the message here is when you have the knights that come up, especially something like the Knight of Wands, you may be anxious to move ahead with something, especially if there's financial issues over here. Maybe somebody's restless or anxious about getting a job or what they should do. And there may be some doubts about how knowledgeable or how much authority you may have. But I feel like this is an assurance that you will get to a space that is fair, and that you will be able to do something that works for you, and you will be able to have the discipline to do what it is that you need to do. And you should have the confidence too, because Crook and Flail does have to do with reputation and confidence. I mean, yeah, we have the Six of Wands over here. I mean, it's the same kind of energy in terms of the confidence thing. You do have skills and you do have leadership, things that you can offer. Knight of Wands would just indicate, though, not to be impulsive, not to just rush into something, like think things out before you actually do it. But I do feel like there's going to be movement here on something like that, something connected to a job, or now if it's a health situation, it may just indicate a need for a regimen that's going to take time. So for instance, if you're somebody who wants to, I want to fix this camera a minute. If you're somebody who, say, is going on a diet, okay, as an example, Knight of Wands might say, I'm in a hurry to reach the results. And Crook and Flail will say, be confident that you're going to reach your goal, but also remember that it takes some discipline. Okay, so that's another possible angle and aspect to this. I don't know why I don't like this camera today, so there we go. Hope that's a little better. I feel like I'm looking at it and it's crooked. Okay. Seventh house, Libra energy. Libra has to do with partnerships. So marriages, business partnerships, anything that's legal. Okay, so we've got Osiris with the Empress. Wow, I feel like that's a divine pair. Osiris to me is the emperor in cartouche form, because Osiris was the king of the gods. Osiris represents, again, leadership, stability. This sometimes has strong Sagittarius energy. The Empress carries Taurus energy with it. And I don't know. I feel like there's a divine pairing here. For some of you, this is just a partnership that is supportive, that is going to provide abundance and growth. Whether this be a marriage or whether this be some other kind of partnership, there's definitely a sense that you have a couple who is motivated, in control, and can plant the appropriate seeds and take the appropriate action to make something happen. If you are looking for a romantic relationship, or if you're actually somebody who is, has a relationship or has a prospect and you're saying, I'm not sure where this is going to go, this is actually a pretty good sign that you might have a very solid partner, and that you may find somebody who's actually a match for you, whether you identify more with this energy or this energy. But this is definitely a very strong, stable, and powerful kind of a couple situation. So if you are already married, this just might mean, working with your spouse, teaming up with your spouse to achieve what it is that you want to achieve in a very meaningful way. Okay, 8th house is Scorpio energy, and Scorpio has to do with transformations. Has to do with life and death changes. It can have to do with more esoteric or deeper matters. It can also have to do with other people's money. So yeah, now here's our Emperor. I said the Empress was here, right? We have our Emperor and we have the Buckle of Isis. So this is definitely telling you to get out of your comfort zone, make sacrifices that you need to make. Buckle of Isis is about efforts that we make. And, we may be putting a lot of work into something, but it's something that's going to be rewarded. And the Emperor is literally, again, there's all these elements here of leadership, of taking charge, of saying, you are the one, you have the skills, you are the person, you know how to control the situation, you know what action to take, and you have the authority to do it. There's a lot in here about authority, especially when it comes to work, with how you project yourself. If there's been a loss of a job or a difficult financial situation, this is saying, no, you know what needs to be done. You know how to solve this. There's just some work that needs to go into this, and maybe it's not, sometimes we get in situations where we're like, oh, is this worth the effort? Is this worth what I'm putting in? And this is saying, yes, it is. It is definitely worth the effort. And the efforts that you make now, the kind of birth pangs, so to speak, that you have with the Buckle of Isis, which represents the yoni, it kind of is an image of the, there's definitely the sense of the woman in labor that's connected to this card. There's definitely the sense of, whatever it is you're birthing is going to be worth the effort. So, so definitely be confident and take control here. 9th house is Sagittarius energy. This has to do with travel, higher education. When I say travel, I mean long distance travel, and also potentially with deeper things, philosophy of life, religion, things like that. Sagittarian energy is also very much about freedom, about expansion. This is a house of Jupiter energy as well, expansion. So we have Pyramid with the 6 of Cups. So yeah, I feel like you're being tested, like there's something coming back from the past here. When 6 of Cups shows up, there's some kind of a past situation. It could be a person, it could be a situation that reappears, that repeats itself. And you may be tested to do something new at this point. I feel like that there's going to be like a lesson here. And maybe it's going to be presented by somebody you've known in the past, or maybe it's just a repeat of, like, it's almost like a deja vu. Like, I think I've done this before, or I think I've heard this story before. But when you have it with the Pyramid, it's saying there's a test situation that's coming up here. You may be testing your own belief system. You may be testing what you've learned or what you know. And this may be saying, okay, there could be a karmic lesson here. Because 6 of Cups to me has to do a lot with past lives, whether it specifically has to do with an individual who presents this challenge or comes back, or whether this has to do just with some childhood situation that's rearing its head, or some past life situation. Whatever it is, some of you are going through a little bit of a test, and ultimately that test should expand your knowledge. It should help you let go of the past and move forward into whatever new space that you're going into. But this is in the area of higher ed, of travel, and of general expansion in a deep way. So some of you are going to actually be challenged to rethink your beliefs and to deepen certain things. Okay, 10th house is Capricorn energy, and this has to do with your career, your reputation, and your fame. Now you have Ta. Now Ta is the card of Capricorn, okay? This is the card of hard work. And you have it with the Page of Cups. So the pages represent beginnings, okay? This could be the beginning of doing something that you really love and enjoy. So I feel like for some of you, you may be starting out, maybe some of you have a new job. Maybe you are trying to figure out what it is. A Page of Cups particularly. Cups definitely have a strong emotional bent. They have a strong intuitive and psychic bent. But pages always represent this kind of new energy and this new space. And with Ta, I feel like this means for some of you getting into new work or figuring out what it is that your heart wants in terms of new work, and then just going for it and putting the work in. Because Ta ultimately is about building stuff. Ta is the master mason. This is the Masonic symbol. The master mason who knows how to build things and knows how to perfect things. Now, if you're already in a job, this could just represent a new idea. This could represent a new feeling about something. This can also represent just a feeling of, this could just be just some new thing or new element that's coming in. And that, with this kind of hard work and creating and perfecting, you may be perfecting this new thing. This might be what you're working on here. And that you, again, along with everything else here, it's saying you've got the skills, you've got the talent to do things. So take that as it resonates. 11th house is Aquarius energy. This has to do with friendships, social networks, people that you know, and also with your goals, your hopes, wishes, and sometimes there's an element of destiny here. Okay, so we have Seth here. So there seems like there's some kind of an issue. So for some of you, this could be an issue with a friend or somebody within your social network who maybe you feel like you're at odds with. It can also be feeling like you're blocked from achieving your goals. I mean, that's another possibility of this house. But we have it with the winged disc. So whatever's going on, whatever blocks you feel you're facing, winged disc literally cancels out Seth. When it shows up, it says you're home and dry. Everything's going to be fine in spite of any opposition or any perceived opposition. And you have it with the sun. Now, the winged disc is the card of the sun. And then you have the sun as it appears in tarot. So to me, whatever has been holding you back, I mean, it's done. It's over with. You are on a positive new path. You are going to have clarity. You're going to see exactly where you need to go. So anyone or anything that has been holding you back, you're going to have, this is, it's telling you, don't let other people and other situations hold you back. Take charge. You can absolutely do whatever it is you're setting out to do at this point. Now, if I go to the 12th house, this is Pisces energy. And Pisces has to do with what you might be afraid of, what's unconscious, what maybe you're not aware that you're thinking. If the first house is what you're aware of, the identity that you're presenting, this may be more about what you don't know about. So you have Sphinx with the King of Pentacles. Okay, so in the House of Fear, Sphinx to me indicates excavation, secrets to be uncovered. Now, these could be things about you, about yourself. With King of Pentacles has to do with mastery of the material world, okay? So I feel like maybe you're saying, again, you may be unconsciously questioning whether or not you have the skills or ability to be financially successful, to be financially independent in the way that the King of Pentacles is. And to have it with this Sphinx card, there's something that's being uncovered here. Now, if I look over here at the Buckle of Isis in the 8th house. Now, Buckle of Isis can also mean separating from a collective opinion, especially when it's in the 8th or the 12th house. And that means you going it alone. Like with the Emperor, there may be the sense of you need to break away from past patterns, whether they be family ones, whether they be ones from friends, or people who are trying to tell you, oh, you can do this or you can't do that, or here are your parameters, or here are your limitations. This is saying, no, you need to dive deep here. You need to excavate. You need to see what's behind your feeling that you maybe can't do something, or that maybe you're not capable of achieving this, because you are. What this is saying is that's just a fear. The things that you're afraid of, you are absolutely capable of doing things. And overall, wow, you have Ace of Swords with fire. Ace of Swords is cutting through the BS. This is seeing a situation for what it really is and confronting it, and being inspired to burn up the rubbish, to get rid of anything that you don't need anymore. And also this creative spark, this spark that says, I'm inspired, this is what I'm going to do. This is what's going to endure. This is how I'm going to spend my energy. So for some of you, I feel like there's been I feel like the overall message here is there's been some kind of financial crisis for some of you, potentially. And you are trying to find ways to creatively deal with this crisis. Again, you want to be confident. You don't want to rush into something unnecessarily, but you have the skills and you need to stand there and say, no, you don't need to be, pull yourself back. You are an emperor, right? You are an emperor. You are somebody who's in charge. Now, Gemini, of course, is air energy. And here we have the root of the powers of air with Ace of Swords. But, I mean, with fire as an overall, this is saying, don't get caught in your head. Don't get stuck in your head. I mean, the way is going to be clear. Even if you feel like things, don't let this past energy here hold you back. You're being tested a little bit. But you have the skills. You have what it takes to move forward and to get out of whatever difficult situation or whatever ending that you have over here. Now, let's pull a card from the Avebury Oracle and see what we have here for you. Okay, so what does Gemini need to know for this week of the 15th through the 22nd, or 16th through the 22nd, really? And our card is protection. It says, protect yourself and be ready to stand your ground. Okay, so this is in the Oracle. Okay, so yeah, there's a defensiveness to this card. I mean, I'm surprised I didn't see the Seven of Wands, because that's kind of the energy of that. And I haven't seen Anubis either. So I don't feel... So yeah, I think there may be... If the fear is about security, then definitely there's a sense there of, am I going to be protected? Am I going to be able to fight this battle? Am I going to be able to do this? And I think the answer is yes. You've got protection. The universe has your back. I mean, you may not be giving yourself enough credit for the skills that you have. Okay, so keep that in mind this week. For whatever it is that you're facing, you may be facing, you may be playing some past tape that you need to stop playing. You need to say, okay, we need to, I know this is an old school metaphor, but you need to pop it out of the tape player and throw the tape in the garbage, okay? Nowadays people don't deal in cassette tapes, but that's kind of the idea. Don't replay the tape. It's over, it's done with. You are mysterious, you are compelling, and you are also a leader. You are somebody that people look for, they seek after. You are somebody who, again, you've got all these cards of leadership. Osiris, Six of Wands, Crook and Flail. And you are somebody who is also very compassionate, and you are dedicated to working and to doing what it is that you need to do. So, yeah, any obstacles that you're facing right now, like we see here with Seth, they're going to be overcome. So take heart. Be positive, feel and feel like whatever it is you're trying to achieve, you can do it. Thanks so much for watching this week. Again, if you enjoyed this video, please do, if you haven't subscribed, please consider subscribing to the channel, hit the like button, leave me a comment, and we'll see you in the next one. Thank you.